For the last 3 years, I obsessed over how to live the best life possible. Not only a life of maximum productivity, impact, relationships, wealth, but also in terms of happiness, meaning, and peace. But after 600 books read, 20 years of meditation, 300 articles published, and 3 books written, I discovered the following insight that shook my worldview to the core. This very search for the best life is the main obstacle to getting it. Let me explain. To understand this, we need to go literally back in time. In our society, we divide up time into 3 categories. All the present moment is happening as you watch this. The past is where all the memories, achievements, and identity reside. The future is what we normally look for, anticipating a better or worse reality. There is a problem with this way of thinking about time. The past and future do not exist. When all your past events took place, it was in the now. In the same way, the future will happen as the now, but at a different time. What we now call the past is actually a memory trace that we indulge in now. What we call right now the future is actually a mental projection that is taking place right now. In other words, the present moment is all you ever have. There is no other time but now. Once I fully grasped it, there was only one question left. Do I fully acknowledge what's happening at the moment? Or am I consciously or unconsciously resisting it? And this is how I discovered the 2 opposite directions: acceptance and resistance. I define acceptance as the degree you accept this current moment as it is, without judgment, interference, interpretations, and denial from you. Resistance is the opposite of acceptance, not allowing this present moment to be as it is. Together with acceptance, they form a continuum, going from hell to enlightenment. The most obvious example of resistance is suffering. That feeling implies that you do not like what's happening right now, it's terrible, and you want it to end. But resistance has many different forms, and many of them are pretty non-obvious if you ask me first. Here are 20 examples of resistance: anxiety, guilt, anger, depression, involuntary thinking, involuntary movements, boredom or distractibility, tensions, emotional pain, judgment, imposed positivity, goal obsession, hope, fragility, procrastination, taking a situation too seriously, false personas, intense wanting, needing or craving, intense urges, heaviness in the head, heart, and or rest of the body. Many of these examples are pretty counterintuitive first, but once you see the underlying feeling of lack, it becomes much clearer. On the other hand, acceptance means that nothing is either good or bad, but just is as it is. So great or good, if you might call it. 14 examples of accepting this very moment are joy, gratitude, no thoughts, but just a still awareness, being the watcher, total presence, inner peace, ease and lightness of body and mind, anti-fragility, true compassion and appreciation for others as they are, forgiveness, contentment, generosity, authenticity, the flow state with deep focus, insights, and most of all, attention and awareness. Acceptance, attention, and awareness are synonymous. When you're putting more and more attention to something, the more you acknowledge, the more you embrace that it's there. And if you become more aware of what's going on, more you see things that you didn't see before but it's been there all the time, the more acceptance power is growing within you. However, for most people, acceptance can seem very hypocritical at first. It seems outrageous that nothing is either good or bad when there truly are good and bad things, which is true. I discovered the following mental model that you clicked the video for. The 3 levels of acceptance. We'll start at the bottom, level 0, pure unconsciousness. You do not know what is happening and are completely run by reactions. For example, imagine an angry person shouts back, "I'm not angry." This person is not aware of his emotions. But then we have level 1. You know what is happening, but you do not have the power to stop it. This is where most people are. slightly aware of the reactions and insufficiencies, but cannot get rid of them, from mere slip-ups to brutal addictions. On level 1, nothing is good or bad, but just is what it is. Judging your actions here backfires. For example, pointing out the bad effects of smoking to someone who is smoking leads to more smoking. Instead, accept what you're doing fully. If you have a cigarette in hand, acknowledge its being and what you feel. And if you feel unhappy in general, instead of suppress it, which you should never do, fully embrace it instead and express it. Because when you do it, you will sooner or later find yourself in level 2. On level 2, things can get good and bad. After all, smoking and negative emotions are detrimental to your health. But, and this is important, at this level, you have the power to stop this. You stop it by simply letting go, just like you would drop a hot coal or a heavy suitcase. You will know when you reach level 2, when the situation becomes effortless to change it. You have accepted your situation enough so it does not cause inner conflict. Lastly, you have level 3. Level 3 acceptance is very, very rare. When you are this much awake, all negative reactions and behaviors are not created anymore. Instead, you feel a deep, grounded peace in your body all the time, combined with intense joy sometimes. This is the ultimate level of human existence. Call it enlightenment if you wish. But if you're like 99.99999% of the world population, you do not need to be concerned with level 3 just yet. Just know what you can expect when you grow in acceptance, power and awareness. Now let's bring back again the 2 directions of acceptance and resistance. The more you resist what happens right now, the lower you fall. The more you accept, the greater your power becomes. So next time you see bad behaviors, do not judge it yet. You do not have the power yet to stop it. Instead, embrace it fully. Accept it as you've chosen it. Sooner or later, it will vanish effortlessly. Also, stop searching for the best life. This very search is resistance. Instead, realize deeply that where you are right now, despite any conditions or circumstances, is the best life, the only life you can have. When you fully internalize this, you will grow in acceptance power rapidly and ascend the levels. Depending on your energy levels, time of day, circumstances, particularly crisis, etc., this will change. You might be in level 2 on some instances, but drop back to 0 when things are truly heated up. And this is normal and it's expected. Just continue to accept what is there, unconditionally, wherever you are, whenever you are. And you will grow in acceptance power and truly change the situation to the better, both for you and for everyone else.